All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I'll name this segment later, GTG Spits That Grease, so on and so forth. Actually, we do have a sponsor, actually, for this video, believe it or not. Big ups to Dunkin' Donuts, who has put in the recommendation for hickory smoked bacon that's snakin' flavor, or snake han flavor, depending on how you want to view it. So big ups to Dunkin' for that and whatnot, and that's what the name of the game is. I'm gonna call you guys just sponsors from here on out. I feel like it might be easier. We'll see. You know how I fluctuate with all this type of stuff. So anyway, but big ups to Dunkin'. Like I said, hickory smoked bacon, snake han flavor or snake in flavor. So we'll just work with that. So big ups. Why are we here? The title hasn't already given me away yet. Apparently, ReviewTechUSA is putting hits out. He's got money on people's heads, and apparently, Snort Hogan is at least in the 2026 year or 2026 season, as I like to kind of christen this stuff. Snort Hogan is the first one on the chopping block. Now, for those of you who know, this isn't exactly ReviewTechUSA's first rodeo with putting bounties on people's head for their information. I think I'm pretty sure that Snort Hogan, big ups, is the first detractor that he's put a bounty on, at the very least. But he's not the first person to have money put on their head. Couple of things about that, and then I'll bring you to Twitter, because I gotta try this new plugin. So I'm gonna bring you to Twitter. I'm gonna see if I can bring you right into it. First things first. Rich is broke. So what money does he have to give to anybody to put on somebody's head in the first place? Second, ReviewTechUSA don't like paying people money to do stuff for them. Because if that was the case, then that would have avoided the big cheese situation all those years ago. So, I mean, now we want to spend money to make money, I guess. 3, I thought Rich doesn't care about what his detractors, trolls, haters, and critics say. So why do you got money on their head? That seems, why, you know what I'm saying? Why are we putting out bounties and shit? And then 4, and most importantly, the beef that started between Snort Hogan, Hate Army, basically ReviewTechUSA versus detractors is ReviewTech's fault. He's literally the one who started all this shit. I'll give you guys a quick synopsis and then let me bring you in on this shit. So what happened was this is all trails back to Mike Klum, which is why me and Proper are working on this one project. Anyway, it all trails back to Mike Klum. Mike Klum wanted to do a documentary on DSP. He went around to basically to anybody who was willing to talk to him or who wanted to talk to him, and was trying to get information, trying to get their connections to him, so on and so forth. ReviewTechUSA, Mike Klum had talked to, at least publicly, I know he talked to Gundam. He might have talked to Side Scrollers. I know for sure he did talk to Rich and Jay. Now, I don't remember if that was on lolcow Tech Talk, which I don't even think that even happened yet, or that was just on ReviewTech's regular stream. And they chopped it up, and he said, you know, hey, maybe I can I'd love to get you interviewed for the documentary, so on and so forth. Okay, the point being is that people had said to Rich, don't fuck this up. Don't do anything to fuck this documentary up. All Rich had to say is, hey, I'm just here to play my part. We're good. Instead, he went and became the defensive bitch that he already is, and started crying and complaining about if the whole shit ends up getting fucked up, it'll be the detractor's fault. It's not going to be on me. He got defensive because he's reactive. So there you go. And that's what led to all that situation there. I honestly thought that shit was over with. Not that they had gained the truths, because once you have basically subjected or subsidized, not even subsidized, once you subdued somebody, you don't need to make peace with them. You already lost. I already own everything you have. So it's not like Snort Hogan or Hate Army or any of those guys need to make peace with Rich. They already beat him. Well, in any case, it seems like one of Rich's mods, former mod now, I guess, has gone rogue, and apparently he's got something to say. So let's see here. Let me do a little bit of handiwork. Let's go ahead and shut DMX off for a minute. Hate to do it. But I'm gonna have to. Give me a second. Let's do it that way. All right, so let's shut DMX off for a minute. Let me see if I can bring y'all into Twitter. Okay, here's Twitter, or at least my backup account anyway. You know what I'm saying? Main account's giving me problems for some strange ass reason. Anyway, so we got some problems over there. Okay, so I got this shit bookmarked. Let's see here. I'm not sure what this situation is. Apparently, uh, there's some type of rumblings that Wings. Actually, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. This right here is Ames. He's basically one of the guys that are leading the charge against Rich. We're gonna listen to this. This is what I actually wanted. Initially, I was going to use the Richard Brunell cut right here. No, sorry, the lolcow basement cut, which are the same thing. I was going to initially use that, but apparently this guy right here is the source. This is one's 2 cents. He's a mod, or he's a former mod of Rich. Something happened, and now he has chosen to go rogue and whatever. So here's what the play is on that. So I have this set up already. We do. Okay, cool. So we should be able to jump right into this. Let me make sure that I don't have any other audio sources triggered. I gotta be careful because I got like voice command shit on some of this stuff. So if I say certain shit, I'll prompt it. So we gotta be careful with that. All right, so let me bring you guys in to hear this nonsense real fast. Hear the fuck shit on this. And probably listen to it twice because Rich talking about no mercy given. So so Duncan has picked a good episode to jump in on this shit. But apparently Rich says he wants no mercy given. Let's just play it. Let's just play it.
To give him no mercy. Hey, ones, I don't know if you know who this guy is. He's a fairly notorious troll who's done plenty to deserve this. What are the odds you could find out who Snort Hogan is? He is known for harassing people. I'm almost positive that he's doxed people before, and I would love to find out his information and give it over to the police. Not simply because what he's done to me, what he's done to many, many other people as well. He's an awful guy, and I want to give him no mercy. I will keep this completely private, by the way. I wouldn't even mention that I hate the guy.
All right. So first things first. One, Rich, you were cool with Snort Hogan at a time, and you were using his videos. I don't know if he still does, but you've used Snort Hogan's videos a bunch of times before. If the allegations against Hogan that Rich is making are true, it didn't bother Rich when he was in bed with him. Well, when they were cool, I should say. Let's not say in bed with each other, but you know what I mean? Not like that. So what's the problem? Now, I've spoken to Snort Hogan a few times, and if I needed something, I could go to him and be like, hey, man, would you have this? He sent it. No problem. Hate Army too. And a few other guys. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's never, so I don't know. I've never had an issue, and I've never really heard that. So I don't know what Rich is talking about, but Rich is a known liar. So you have to take that into account. But, but harassing and doxing, where'd you get that from? And it wasn't a problem when you were using Hogan's material, his content, to, talk about DSP or joke on anybody else that Hogan thought was amusing at that time. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now all of a sudden you want to do all this? If the allegations are true, I don't think so, but I don't float around that circle like that, so I couldn't tell you. But I know, but like I said, my experiences with Hogan, I've never heard any of this shit. But Rich is being an absolute fucking hypocrite, being that you were cool with him before you stepped out of pocket. Hogan didn't do anything. You stepped up out of pocket with that bullshit. Now we're talking about no mercy and all this silly shit. Yeah, let's play it again.
To give him no mercy. Hey, ones, I don't know if you know who this guy is. He's a fairly notorious troll who's done plenty to deserve this. What are the odds you could find out who Snort Hogan is? He is known for harassing people. I'm almost positive that he's doxed people before, and I would love to find out his information and give it over to the police. Not simply because what he's done to me, what he's done to many, many other people as well. He's an awful guy, and I want to give him no mercy. I will keep this completely private, by the way. I wouldn't even mention that I hate the guy.
Now, the reason why I said this isn't the first time, because it's not. Because that's why 8-Bit Eric's down here. Remember when 8-Bit Eric and when Rich had the beef with Jay Hooves, and then 8-Bit Eric came in being a good man, wingman, and bailing his boy out. Rich was and then most of the detractors in that part were basically piling in and basically giving their piece or whatever. And Rich had done one of these because he apparently loves doing these voice memos type situation of voice notes, and said, yeah, all these people, I want all the information. He was talking about Snort Hogan. He was talking about Hate Army. Big ups to both of them. He was talking about 8-Bit Eric. He was talking about Shinko. I don't know if Shinko actually even knows that, but he was talking about him. He wanted dirt on fucking Meerkat. He wanted dirt on a bunch of people that he was beefing with at that time. He just didn't say nothing about paying for it. But he must want Hogan real bad. He must want Hogan real bad if we're willing to drop money on this shit. This is silly. You know what I'm saying? We're not even a full 2 months into the year yet, and we're putting bounties on people's heads and shit. The last time I heard someone, well, I float around a couple communities. There's a lot of people who've got bounties on their heads right now. But anyway, I was gonna say the last person that I really heard that had a bounty, at least detractor oriented, was Duty when when Ethan Ralph put that shit out there. And interestingly enough, I won't go into it too much because I haven't looked at it that close. But supposedly some interesting information has come out of that situation since. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, but yeah, there's that. So what the fuck is Rich doing? You're supposed to be taking care of your kids. You ain't sat there and moved a whole new setup, which honestly, I think he just did that because DSP has a new setup. I honestly think that's the only reason why that's done. I mean, maybe he fed it to Lauren that, hey, I'll be around the kids more. I'll be around here a little bit more to help you guys out, whatever. But I honestly think he did it because he sees what DSP's doing and that all these lolcows have to kind of keep it up with the Joneses type mentality. And he's like, well, shit, Lauren has space in her bedroom. I'll just stream over there. I honestly think that's what the case is. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, but now you're talking about putting money on people's heads. You're talking about putting money on people's heads. People, I'll use myself as the example. Rich, I know where you lay your head. I know where your parents lay their heads at. I know where your brother's at. I know where Lauren's at. I know where your kids are at. And you talking about putting money on another person's head with all of your shit out here like this? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? That's crazy. That's so crazy. All right, one more time. No mercy.
To give him no mercy. Hey, ones, I don't know if you know who this guy is. He's a fairly notorious troll who's done plenty to deserve this. What are the odds you could find out who Snort Hogan is? He is known for harassing people. I'm almost positive that he's doxed people before, and I would love to find out his information and give it over to the police. Not simply because what he's done to me, what he's done to many, many other people as well. He's an awful guy, and I want to give him no mercy. I will keep this completely private, by the way. I won't even mention that I hate the guy.
Jesus Christ. Anywho, so anyway, like I said, one's here. Apparently, he was a former mod of the dude or something, or they were associated in some type of way, shape, or form. They had a fallout. It is what it is. So who knows what he knows and what he don't know? Apparently, he has something going on. Yeah, the shadow government shit. That's really old lore for those who remember that. Watch the Mikey No More documentary. It goes over that. But apparently, our boy Ones here has more to say once he takes care of his stuff. So, like I said, if he is going into surgery, you know what I'm saying? I wish him well coming out of that and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, there's that. All right. So, next thing, because I have more. I've got more. It's just not that silly shit there. There's more to go over. Apparently, Rich has been saying some suspect shit on a couple of different fronts. Let's go ahead and talk about this one first. He has this interesting thing here about the Epstein files. Let's see what that's about. Let's see here. Let's pull that source back up. But let me kill that source there, because if not, I'm going to blow your fucking eardrums out. And I don't mean to do that. Okay, this is Big Ups to Lolcow Basement. Renton Liar. Let's see here. There's Richard Brunell. There's somebody else. Well, actually, there's a few people. Ozzy Cobbs, Hollywood Huggy, Critique the Critics. Who else? Damn, there's a bunch of like fucking ReviewTechUSA trolls to shout out. Big ups to all of them and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? If more of them, hit my noodle, I'll say what's up. But big ups to all of them. Anyway, so this is Rich right here, giving his view on the Epstein files and then talking about underage chicks, despite what he had in that Dropbox, despite what people try to deny was actually there, but it actually was there, so on and so forth. Womp womp. So let's go ahead and hear this shit out.
I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck happened? I wasn't comfortable with what they were showing on the bodies of those girls. I know it's a YouTube video. It is on YouTube. It's been there a few days. It has 6-figure viewership. I made that call. I don't want that on my channel. Doesn't matter even if it's YouTube sanctioned. I wasn't comfortable with it. So the stream isn't taken down, it's just private. Yeah, no, I'm not okay with that. And that I made that call. It doesn't matter if it's sanctioned by YouTube. I feel very strange seeing underage girls looking like that. I'm not cool with it.
But we were okay with that Dropbox with Lauren's daughters from a previous relationship, by the way. So he's working off so Rich is working off somebody else's sloppy seconds. Anyway, so he was okay with all that shit being in his Dropbox with his financial files and whatever, and the gay porn that he was sharing with somebody else out of his Discord. He was comfortable with all that, but he's not comfortable with this. Okay, I mean, I suppose.
I mean, it's not even age restricted. I didn't see I would be like, fuck no, I ain't watching this shit. And here I'm thinking, it's on YouTube. And
the reality is he has no business talking about politics anyway. He really don't. Unless he was willing to actually sit there and actually really learn about the shit, he shouldn't be dabbling in that shit anyway. He's way out of his fucking league.
It's redacted, right? I know they're clowns, but she had on a shirt, but I was like, is that, I didn't even want to, I'm like, is that fucking see-through? I think she was fully clothed. Still not okay with how.
You sure, Rich? It sounds like you watched a lot of that. Anyway.
She looked, though. Still not okay with it. It was a heavily redacted it's on YouTube. Jeffrey Epstein personal iPhone photos. And I don't even want to watch it because I don't want to, like, Rich, watch it off screen, tell what's going on. I don't want to see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's my standard that it's against. You know what I mean? Whether it's okay on YouTube or whatever, I don't care. I'm not cool with it. All of a sudden, I'm looking in Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox app, for those of you who are familiar, you see like the recent, you know, whether it be apps or files that you've been using. And I'm
context. This is when he was beefing with Kino Casino towards the beginning, and he tried to put on Andy and PPP that they hacked his Dropbox, right? Because he said he was gone for a few days, everything was quiet or whatever, and they needed the drum up drama. Come to find out, it had nothing to do with Kino Casino at all. They were out there minding their own fucking business. It was Jay, because Rich sent Jay a PC. The PC was meant to be for fucking DSP. The PC was laced. You know what I'm saying? It had back doors. It had other shit in there encrypted in for Rich to fuck with DSP. He ends up sending the shit to Jay, which is weird because you knew this PC was compromised, and yet you sent it to Jay anyway without deactivating the bullshit on it. But then he still had his files on that thing too. So he must have forgot about it when DSP wouldn't take him up on the offer. But then when he got mad at Jay, he used those exploits in the PC to fuck with Jay. Whatever. But anyway, that's what this scene's from. I remember this distinctly.
I'm like, why the fuck am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kid?
Oh yeah, I saw someone said under one of these, I'll name the segment later, that or under another Rich video that he's more like dried out turkey. I can use that the next time around if I remember. Instead of calling him the other white meat, we can call him dried out turkey. I can live with that. He's definitely turkey. That's for damn sure.
Kids, because she would upload when they would get new phones, she would upload their pictures that they had on their phones to that Dropbox. Like,
wait a second. If Lauren understands how to use Dropbox, then why didn't she just make her own and upload all of her shit there? Why would she upload it to your shit? Makes you think.
Yeah, like, they're teenage girls. They took pictures of themselves, like, in bikinis and shit. They're going to try to make it like, did it look like I was accessing them? When was they were accessed the last time they had their phones before their new ones?
Would you like to show us the access logs that actually prove that? No. Okay, well, I just thought I'd ask. Okay, so that's what he thinks about the Epstein files. Let's talk. Here's this one right here. Apparently, Rich hasn't given up his situation with fucking Sly, because apparently he didn't feel like dropping the Uncle Tom thing again, which is interesting. But let's stick with this, because I was gonna I'll bring up the thing with Sav in a minute. But big ups to Sav. But here's Rich calling people Uncle Toms again.
What did I say? Well, look, a black person. Oh, you mean another Uncle Tom? Wait, is Sly anywhere? So he tried to twist out a beat saying, I was like, dude, you know what that saying means, right? Okay. What are you, an Uncle Tom? Are you that desperate for clout? God, this is what I wish I thought of. I should have been like, yo, and I should have been like, yo, let me sit down, take some.
Look at this shit. Now, someone also pointed out recently that, hey man, can we stop blaming the edibles and shit and just say that he's a fucking retard? Okay, he's a retard for sure. A retard on edibles. But I see what you're saying. Let's not blame the edibles for this guy for Rich just being inept. I agree. I agree with you. But it's still funny to bring up the edibles. It's still funny to bring up the edibles.
Notes.
And then I love how Rich tried to act like he didn't call Sly and Uncle Tom. And then in this one, literally, and then in the original clip where he did it, he's literally calling him an Uncle Tom. Imagine that shit.
What are you, an Uncle Tom?
Yeah.
What did I say? Well, look, a black person.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, that claps annoying.
Oh, you mean another Uncle Tom? Wait, is Sly anywhere? So he tried to twist out a beat saying, I was like, dude, you know what that saying means, right? Okay. What are you, an Uncle Tom? Are you that desperate for clout? God, this is what I wish I thought of. I should have been like, yo, and I should have been like, yo, let me sit down, take some notes. What are you, an Uncle Tom? What did I say? Well, look, a black person.
And I'm going to end it right on that, because that's great. So, giving Sly even more reason to spin the block on your ass, so I'll let you have that. This is 8-Bit Eric basically putting out a cry for help for Rich, saying that his community needs to step in and, help him, which is reasonable, to be honest with. You know what? Here, let's give 8-Bit Eric the respect he deserves. Let's see what he has to say.
Clips that and shows him that. Damn fucking stupid. That's how deranged he is. He's gonna be like, I'm fighting to be against fascism and I'm doing all that. He's gonna end up doing something, hurting somebody, hurting himself, breaking the fucking law. Watch, I'm calling it. He's fucking losing his fucking mind, dude. To activism that he knows nothing about. Motherfucker didn't vote until he was in his fucking 40s, and he wants to tell people that he knows more about politics and he's intelligent and shit. You're fucking retard, dude. You are like the poster child for somebody that's gotten fucking woke mind virus. You need help. You need help. You're not healthy right now. You're not. I hope somebody clips that and shows him that.
Oh, it's not over yet. My fault. My fault.
Because he does. Dude, anybody that's not helping him out is fucking enabling him at this point. His audience that enjoy his crash outs and him spurging, you're enabling him. You clearly see the guy needs fucking help. Help him out. Help the guy out. Like, I'm asking. like I'm asking you guys that support him and watch him. Help him out. Help this poor guy out. Like, I'm not even trying to troll anymore. Help him out. Before he hurts himself or hurts somebody over his fucking mentally ill warped state of how the fucking real world works.
That is amusing that Rich didn't start voting until his 40s and shit. DSP doesn't vote at all and shit, but both of them feel like they're in a position to talk about politics. I always found that shit to be the wildest shit. Okay, Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what Ames is up to. This should be good. Give me a second. Alrighty. All right, here we go.
Goodbye. Here we go.
Oh yeah, that was about Snort Hogan because that's when he was doing shit that I was going to give to the police. Okay, that's fine.
Just because I said something that makes fucking sense.
I don't give a shit about that. Oh no, I wanted to hand over Snort Hogan stuff back in the day. Ooh. Oh my God, you are such a bitch, dude. Who gives a shit? That's what you got?
Goodbye. Here we go.
All right, there we go on that. I plan to go over this this video too. The DSP one in particular. DSP is basically bitching and complaining about how he is justified in his begging. I'll go over that whole segment plus whatever else that the boys over here decide to cut out. Okay. Let's see. I'll give you guys one more thing. Well, two more things. All right. So the Sav situation. So like I said, Rich has a hate boner for people, and he never lets that shit go. Think about what he did to Sav back. You know what I'm saying? Back when they first had that conflict or whatever. He was stalking her on Twitter. He was stalking her on Twitch. He was trying to troll her on YouTube and shit. He was being super fucking extra with what he was doing with Sav. And he thought he was okay with it. Oh, she's a female. She can handle it. He legitimately thought, oh, well, you know, if she want to roll around with the rest of us, she can just take it. You fucking serious? Now, don't get me wrong. Sav don't need no protection from anybody. Sav, trust me, Sav's as good with her hands as anybody I've seen. So it is what it is, especially verbally on on social media, for sure. So it is what it is. But the fact that you're going to let that stand, but you're sitting there crying and complaining about people harassing you or potentially harassing Lauren or your kids when you're doing this to other females? All right, Rich. All right. Last and simply not least, and then we'll jump off Twitter. I don't know what this is, to be honest. Apparently, there was some type of late night therapy session that happened. Like fucking Wings was doing one of his talking streams or whatever, and apparently DSP rolled up at like 2 a.m. his time, and they both spewed their guts for each other or whatever. My only takeaway from it so far, because I haven't watched it, is that Kat is still there because DSP was in bed with her, and she was saying that he was being too fucking loud. Which, you know, as for a woman to hear that her quote unquote husband / roommate is on the phone with another man at 2 a.m. while being drunk, apparently DSP was drunk, that says something. It says quite a bit. So I keep calling it his daily therapy sessions. I'm glad it's starting to pick up steam. But that's exactly what this shit is. But here, let's hear this part right here, and then I'll finish my thoughts, and then I'll let y'all go.
And your haters are crazy about, you know, oh, he made it up, or oh, that's just Kelly doing it, or whatever. So that's good to get that out there. I'm glad to hear that you're actually getting out and doing other stuff than just streaming.
And the thing is, though, too, I'll save it because his tone, meaning DSP, his tone in this shit, it just, he's drunk, so he's pretty loosey-goosey at this point. But you can hear, like, how not belligerent, you can hear how blatant the manipulation is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear it. And I don't know where to actually get a link for this at, so I'll have to look. I think Meerkat has his rendition. Wings ain't sat there and deleted the stream because he's a bitch, but there has to be someone with a hard copy. But we'll see. But as far as I know, Meerkat actually is the only one who actually has the whole thing clipped, at least at the moment. If Breaking Banquet or any of the Wings guys do, they haven't posted it yet at the time that I'm recording this. So big ups to Meerkat on that. But how manipulative this shit sounds is the real problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's blatant. It's super blatant. And the thing is he's not, it's very clear to me too, that DSP knew he wasn't going to get Wings on his platform. So he conceded and decided to go over to his. In the exact same way where DSP was over there saying, oh, well, how much does he need to hit his goal? I'll pay him money to hit his goal. Like, DSP's not doing this for the sake of doing it. He's doing it because he's trying to buy something. He's trying to buy Wings. He's trying to buy his time. And the thing is Wings still ain't going to move because Wings ain't got shit to live for. So what the hell is the point for him doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? And then Wings has already had a fallout with like 2 or 3 people that he was cool with like 2 weeks ago. He's had a fallout with all of them, or he's had some type of problems with them. So Wings is even more vulnerable now than he was the last time that DSP talked to him. So just to give you an idea of what kind of fuckery is going on with this shit. Anyhow, let's go ahead and finish this out.
And that you're capable of doing it, but
you also gotta
that's
understand,
not
like,
sustainable.
My wife also has a master's degree. She has her own job as well.
Right. You have an additional income. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, but I mean, you just gonna disregard the fact she has a master's degree? Oh, that bitch has a job too? Oh, she has an income? Okay, good, great. Because that's how DSP was describing Kat when she first moved in, or as she was moving in, that she would be a second source of income. And someone to take care of him too. If you guys know, you know. Speaking of which, big ups to David Davison, who has uploaded all of his older stuff that was lost in that purge, in that detractor purge back in the day. He's uploaded all of that onto his recent channel. So big ups to him on that. Big ups to DSP Institute, obviously. I think they still have the link to an actual archive. And I haven't checked Mr. Huffstuff's channel in a while, but I'm hoping that he will re-up all of his old stuff too, if he still has it available.
Awesome. And thankfully...
Oh, and big ups to the dude who... big ups to the guy who runs Pig Go, obviously. And also big ups to the dude who has the fucking band tracker thing. Where now you can see all that shit in real time. That shit's fire. Holy shit, that shit's fire. Oh, that shit's dope.
Again, what all our detractors say, right, is always the worst possible nonsense. They have no idea what our real lives are like. Seriously, they have no fucking clue what our real lives are like, because if it was as bad as they said, we wouldn't be here, right? Like, we wouldn't be on this fucking planet. We wouldn't be able to keep sustaining if it was as bad as they think. They're just nuts.
Oh, really? You'd be willing to commit you'd be willing to delete yourself off the census, DSP? Wait a second, DSP, you were harboring a pedophile and you lied about a mobile game for multiple years. If you're willing to do all those things, I can only fathom how far you'd be willing to go to prove your detractors, trolls, haters, and critics wrong. Wings is no different. LTG is no different. ReviewTechUSA is no different. So you can fuck all with all that.
We have significant others who love us, who help us, who support us, who take care of us. These people are...
Here's the problem. What do you guys do for them? And that's the thing that neither one of these ass clowns can say. So, like I said, Wings, DSP, and ReviewTechUSA at the very least, they're all in the same boat. They're all shitty people. They're shitty husbands. They're shitty fucking content creators and streamers and shit. They're just garbage. They are just absolute fucking garbage. And they all live for the hate that's around them because it's the only thing that's consistent in their lives. It really is. And they all know it. Deep down, they know it. So does LTG. He knows it too.
The worst dregs of society who would never even understand what love means. Seriously, that's why they're able to hate someone on the internet as much as they do, because if they had love in their lives, they would not get it. They would not even understand that.
Okay.
So I'm happy to hear that she's there for you, you know, and it's not just you doing everything.
Okay. That's okay, we could toss all that in the trash. That's bullshit. Let me see what else they got here real fast. Just out of curiosity. Big ups the poll. Okay, yeah, so here's the meerkat thing here. Let's see. Oh, what happened to you, baby? What happened to you? Oh shit, I'm not following you guys on the second account. I need to do this. Alright, big ups to that. I need to do this. What's this? Cat's not happy. Okay, here. Oh, let's hear this one. Let's hear this on the way out. I will do this video. I will go over it because I'd like to. But what is this? Someone does have the link. Let's see if the shit's deleted. I'll check. There actually is some interesting fucking workarounds if you could, depending on if he actually has it deleted or if he has it privated or unlisted. So we'll see about that. Anyway, here let's hear what this is about.
I'm gonna reference this. There's a girl that I know you watch. She makes like video content of old games like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
If you're
gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insane.
Wait! That doesn't prove shit that they're in the same room. She could have easily been in the next room over or something. That means nothing. Huh. Okay, that's my own little personal Theo theory. But that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean anything. She could have easily have just walked into the room and said, hey, you're being loud as fuck. Shut the fuck up. Let's bring that back. But either which way, boys, divorce coin is off the fucking thing anyway. Which, to be honest with you, it's wishful thinking at best. Where is she going to go? Even if she's squirreling money away, which I hope she is. What's she going to do? What you going to do? What's she really going to do? Honestly, where's she going to go? You know what I mean? I don't know if she's as resilient as Panda. So that's just my thoughts.
I'm gonna reference this. There's a girl that I know you watch. She makes like video content of old games.
I'm sorry,
baby. If you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insanely loud. I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble. But
yeah, I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
But
this is why I don't do this stuff at night, you know. And I didn't know I was being this loud, so I gotta go.
Okay. I'm gonna reference this. There's a
all right, well there you go on that. Mommy told his ass to go to bed, so he went to bed like a good bitch. All right, let me check on that. Let me see what's popping with that shit. If not, like I said, there's the Meerkat copy, and then we'll see what Breaking Banquet, and we'll see what Breaking Banquet and Lummox have and whatnot. As long as they have the full segment, that's all I really give a shit about. Okay, so now that all that's taken care of, let's see here. Let's clip that. Let's get ourselves back in the sequence here. Okay. Sorry about that side mission. It was really supposed to be just about the Rich situation, but he's so uninteresting at times that it is what it is. All right, so and being able to cover the big three when it comes to lolcows kind of pays off. All right, so let's see. Let's close up. So Rich putting bounties on people's heads, this, that, and the third. That's not going to end well, especially now that Rich ain't doxed his baby's mother, where the kids lay their heads at. It came out, which a lot of people had already figured he was bullshitting when he said this. But for those of you who remember, a few years ago, when it came out about Rich not going to see Mackenzie, his daughter, in the hospital, he said he couldn't do it because he had to drive an hour and a half, well, I think it was like 3 hours round trip to take his kids to school each and every morning. Well, come to find out, his kids actually take public transportation. They always have. So, what's the real reason why we didn't go and see Mackenzie in the hospital then? I think and this is where my theory comes in this, my Theo theory, but not exactly. But my Theo theory comes in a place that if it was one of Rich's sons, he'd have been at that hospital every day to see them. He just doesn't care about her. He treats all females like shit anyway. So it kind of makes sense. But anyway, that's not exactly a Theo theory, because if it was, it'd be good. So there's that. So that's where we're at with Rich. You know what I'm saying? And he seems perfectly fine with doing it. And he's probably been doing it for a while. And like I said, Snort Hogan's not the only person. So, it is what it is. Make of that what you will. But that's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, in our 2026 season, as it pertains to these lolcows. I will be working on something about Wings, because he got called out for how he treats people. The Woody situation came back up. I've already reported on that, so I might as well follow up on it. And I've got some other stuff from January and February that I need to start working on. The DSP writing room, or writer's room, has produced some pretty good stuff, so there we go on that. I think a lot of my backlog has been uploaded at this particular point. Everything else I'm going to vault, to be honest with you. So there's only a couple select pieces that are going out, and that's it. And then I can start really getting into production for January and February. So that's the thing. So look forward to that. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, let me know what you guys think, how you guys feel about the situation. The bounty on Rich putting the bounty on detractors' heads. This late night rendezvous was. our rendezvous was between fucking Wings and DSP, and DSP's wife didn't know about it, and he sounds inebriated to me. So you got that part, that late night parlay, and that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that's important, to be honest with you. All the other stuff I gave you on Twitter was kind of just a bonus to back up my claim. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been I'll name this segment later. GTG spits that grease. For this particular episode, hickory smoked bacon, snake con flavor, and take care of yourselves, people. I'll catch you guys for the next one of these. Holy shit. Oh man, whatever that conversation was between Wings and DSP should probably be interesting, but it's all manipulation. I honestly think, DSP was probably begging Wings to let him on. He did, and then we got that conversation, however long that is. But it was all pure and unadulterated fucking manipulation. And truth be told, DSP was lonely. He was drunk. He was lonely. I don't know if Kat was even in that room, bruh. I really don't. And when he's drunk, he does get a bit loud. So it kind of makes sense that she came in. She didn't sound like she was sleeping. She didn't sound like she rolled over and said, hey, shut the fuck up. It sounded like she walked into that room. So make of that what you will. I'm sure there's a bunch of speculation, so on and so forth. But divorce coin is apparently off the detractor stock market at the moment. Okay, off of the vortex, stock market at the moment. So that's a thing. But SnortBucks is slowly but surely going up because SnortBucks Coffee, the best beverage company, is a thing. All right, people, take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you later. Later, people.